Turners, today I'm going to try to show you how I use CR, or sometimes called super glue, cyanoacrylate, to put a very smooth, shiny finish that is super hard on your projects. I use this for smaller projects, not for larger ones, and I want to show you a technique that can be done in about 5 minutes. I'll give you a look at the materials needed for this finish. First of all, this is called Stick Fast. It's a CA glue that is the thin variety. I don't like using the thicker one. And then along with that, I have the activator that makes this harden within seconds. Along with these two products, I will also be using 2000 grit sandpaper, a piece of paper toweling, and then good old Johnson's paste wax. I've been using this stuff for 40 years now, and I know there are a lot of other products, but this works really well for me. So let's take a look at how this is done. First of all, I don't like the odor given off by this material, so normally I would be using this air intake to suck away the odor, but I don't want to have that additional noise, so I'll see if I can tolerate it today. Now I'm going to take this off. I'm spinning at a slow speed. And while this is spinning, you're going to see me dampen just the corner of this paper towel with some of this material. And then I continue across with just a thin coat. I have to be a little careful because I can glue to my rubber glove very quickly. Then I take the accelerator and spray a little accelerator on here. You might wonder, why don't I just spray the accelerator directly on there? I don't like to get it airborne because it's not so good for your lungs. Now already it's dry, so I'll take my sandpaper, come through here, and kind of knock the roughness off. In case you're wondering what that does, whenever you wet wood, the fibers swell and they kind of stick up. And then when you coat them with something like this, they're swelling and sticking up and stiff. And then you can take the sandpaper and microscopically knock them down. Now I have a little bit of dust on there. I'll just touch it. Take it off with this. That's coat number 1. I normally do this 3 times. If you're wondering what we're doing, why we're doing this 3 times, the first time is the coat that seals. It soaks in, hardens, and seals the wood. The second and third coats are coats that are laying one on top of another. If you're wondering why you get shine when you put materials on to make a project luster, normally you will get light hitting the object and bouncing away. If you form a coat that is clear above the surface, the light hits the object, bounces up, but hits the top surface of the clear, bounces down, and gets bent and bounced back and forth numerous times depending on the number of coats. I remember as a teenager, I would see people that put maybe 30 coats of lacquer on a hot rod. And they were doing that because I don't know if they understood what the light was doing, but they were doing that because they knew that after sanding in between each of those coats, they were putting a layer of clear material that trapped the light and reflected the light back and forth. And the more times it did that, the more sparkle their hot rods had. So you can see now I've activated that. That's coat 2. I'm going to go ahead and run this over it. And you can see I'm just kind of scuffing it up a little bit with 2000. I'll go ahead and take that dust off, maybe take my nail and get into these burn rings and take that out. Now this is going to be my final coat. You might notice I'm running the CA glue twice. There it goes, and you can usually see where it gets real shiny where you hit it. And I'll do it one more time, just a drop, take it across, and then I'll go back with my hardener, spray, and then go across and harden. Now the hardest thing to do when you're doing this is now you think you have a really shiny coat, but there may be some imperfections in the way you laid that down. So on the last coat, we're still going to go through and very lightly with the 2000 hit it again. And then we're going to dust it off. And then we're going to go back, and this is a little cloth I have that has a Johnson's wax in it. I'm going to run a coat of Johnson's wax across there. I'm going to turn my speed up. I was running at about 520 RPMs and I'm taking it up. Now we're going up to, we're 1400 right now. Put this cloth on here, kind of pinch it in and get it to warm up a little bit on me. Buff it down really good. If you're wondering what this odd shape is, you'll see that I have it reduced to a very small diameter here. And that diameter is going to go into this small walnut dish that I made. This is also a CA finish. It's going to plug in there, and this is going to be something that will take rings that you wear. You can drop them on there, and you can put earrings around here for the evening. So it's just a quick place to throw your rings and earrings. So I'll go ahead and take this down, and you can take a look at the luster on there. That's a really hard finish. I'll get you a closer look of this. And nice hard finish. See if we can go in a little closer with my tripod. And you can see as I spin this around, this wood doesn't have great grain. I think it's African mahogany. But on something like olive wood or babinka, wow, it looks beautiful. So I hope this helped you out. Be careful with the fumes off of this. Have eye cover on because you don't want this splashed into your eye. And you might notice on my left hand I used a rubber glove, and you can see a little bit of paper towel on there. It's really easy to glue your skin. I've had one incident with that, and I don't want another one. It's really creepy to have two fingers glued together and very painful to get them apart, even with acetone used to reduce it. So I hope this helped you, and I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe give it a try and let me know if it works for you. Thank you.